Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Mana Cave. My name is Ed.
My name's Travis.
And we are now in the second round of the Guild Kit Showdown videos. This is the match of Dimir, which I will be playing, versus
Golgari.
Golgari. So I think this is going to be an interesting matchup.
Yeah.
Obviously, given the guilds, we're both going to have certain black cards, which usually means a lot of removal. So I know you have some sneaky graveyard shenanigans.
Oh, yeah.
I've got some surveil stuff, which is quite nice as well, too. And I think I have a lot of discard as well, too, in this. Both from your hand and from directly from your library. Yeah. So, also, there's going to be a graphic appearing on screen, which is going to show you all the previous matches that were happening and the future matches that will be happening, including one that has, or two actually, that have wildcard spots available. So what I need you folks to do is tell me there's going to be another graphic appearing now, which is going to show all the decks that lost in the first round, and you guys can let me know which are your favorite ones, which you'd like to see come back either directly into a wildcard spot or have sort of a playoff in order to gain that wildcard slot. So, yeah, let us know. If it's really super, super close among a few of them, then I might do a formal poll somewhere, either on Twitter or someplace where you guys can go and vote. But most likely we're just going to be going based on the comments. So, Travis, anything you'd like to say before we kick off the first game?
No. It's if you want to see those deck runs, go watch the last video. There's a best of three, and it displayed exactly what this deck tries to do in different ways that it can win. So
yeah, same thing with this as well too. The very first match this was against Boros, right? Yeah. And Golgari faced off against Is It? Yeah. Is It one of the early front runners as well too of a deck that people seem to want to have come back, which I completely agree with you. I would love to have another crack at that Is It deck. Don't let that taint your own view. Let me know exactly which ones you want, not just something that I would like to see come back again. Other than that, I do want to mention, I'm going to mention this at the beginning. I usually mention this at the end of the video. The Token of the Month Club is a little club that I've built, and it's done through Patreon. There is a new exclusive token to Brain Pulp TV, which is created each and every month, and we've been doing it for a full year now. So there's been some interesting tokens that have been created over the past 12 months, and you can sign up, get 1 to 10 tokens sent directly to your door in the mail, and you may actually see one of the tokens from a previous month appear in the video today. It's possible. Last one, you got to see some of the Sapperling tokens. Yeah,
more than you wanted to see, I think.
Exactly. There were a whole lot of Sapperling tokens shown in the last video. So, yeah, just check it out. It's something you may be interested in if you're interested in Magic, if you like tokens like I do, which is one of the reasons why I created it. So, yeah, something to check out. There'll be a link appearing in the description. There'll be a link at the end of the video, and I'll probably put a link appearing now to a video that talks more about the club. Oh, and if you're interested in any of the past tokens, I am eventually going to be setting up a store where people can get previous month's tokens. But in the meantime, you can always just email me or message me through Patreon, and then I will I'll hook you up. Trust me, I will hook you up. I've done it for other people in the past, and it's no trouble. So just let me know if you'd like any of the previous tokens as well too. Okay, so now that I'm done my sales spiel. We have not rolled to see who goes first. Now, I had a mulligan down to 6. You are still at 7?
Still at 7.
Okay. So now we're going to roll 9.
11.
That beats 9. Last time I checked. So you are going to get to show first.
Okay.
Bow my head to you.
These are all my Golgari cards that I have. Again, I never like to say much here because
no, you don't want to give anything away.
Yeah, no. Well, I just showed everybody in the world my hand, but I don't give anything away.
To me, you don't want to give anything away to me.
Exactly.
Okay, so this was, I think it's an okay keep considering the fact that I did have to mulligan. So I'm not super, super crazy about it, but it's not the worst in the world. And I do get to scribe, which I will do right now, and then we can look together and see what the top card is. I think I'm actually going to put that on top. And I think you folks would agree with me on that one. So I'm going to put that on top. And Travis?
You.
Raise your head up high and begin.
All right. So I'm going to begin with very fungal-looking forest.
Ooh.
I'm going to tap that fungal-looking forest.
Oh, no. Let's start off with a 1-drop.
Elves of the Deep Shadow.
Ugh.
It is a 1/1 elf druid, but I can tap it for 1 black mana, and Elves Deep Shadow deals 1 damage to me.
Yes.
So it's like a pokey, Elvish Mystic or Llanowar Elf or whatever. But it's ramp.
Yeah.
Painful ramp.
It is painful ramp.
And that's all I can do, though, because he has Summoning Sickness, so I couldn't even tap him right now and have him poke him if I wanted to.
So it's my turn?
Your turn, sir.
Okay, so I'm going to draw, which is not a mystery card. I'm going to play an island, and I just have to pass the turn back to you. Now, it's interesting, having played these decks before, both of these decks before now, there are certain cards which I think we've both grown to love in our own decks and hate in the other person's deck.
Okay. So I have options here, and
okay,
this may be the wrong option. So
never know.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to get this out of the way with, play that Golgari Guild Gate.
Okay.
It's going to slow me down, so I'll play it there. Maybe not the smartest move. Then I'll tap this for green, and tap this, poking myself for 1 for black.
I'm winning. I'm already winning, folks.
To play the Kazoda Guild Mage. So he's a 2/2. So sit down, get ready. He's doing that too. Like, sit down. I'm gonna tell you what I do. I'm another elf. Well, that's elf druid. That's an elf shaman. 2/2 for 2. For 1 of anything, 1 black and 1 green. Target creature gets +1/+1 and gains Intimidate until end of turn. So Intimidate means it can't be blocked except by artifact creatures and/or creatures that share a color with it. But,
sadly, yeah.
So I mean, blue. Also for 2 of anything, a black and a green. Sacrifice a non-token creature. Create X 1/1 green sapling creature tokens, where X is the sacrifice creature's toughness. So, I could, if worst case scenario, I could give that to her if I had the mana.
Yeah.
I don't right now. She has Summoning Sickness. I think it's a she. Doesn't really specify.
I'll also point out they're not tap abilities, right?
Yeah.
Which is, those cards are great. You don't see that as often now, but man, the cards, they're I think cards like that in every one of these decks, where they have on color abilities they're not tap abilities, and those cards have been super powerful.
I will pass to you.
Pass to me. Okay. So, drawer. I'm gonna play an island. Gonna tap for 2, and speaking of cards with non-tap abilities, we have the Dimir Guild Mage, which is one of the cards I think that you going to hate. It's a 2/2 human wizard. I can pay 3 and a blue. Target player draws a card. Activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery. And pay 3 and a black. Target player discards a card. Activate this ability only anytime you could cast a sorcery. So I remember in the previous game when I was playing this against you, I got you a lot of times to a point where you only had 1 card in hand, and I would immediately force you either to discard it or you'd have to play it right away. So, still, I don't have the mana for that yet. Both require 4. I don't even have a black source yet, so I'm going to pass the turn to you. But I do have a 2/2 now.
Untap. Play a swamp.
Okay.
We'll go to combat.
Sounds like a plan.
Attacking with my 2/2.
I like the Guild Mage, but part of me is sort of like wanting to get rid of your Guild Mage as well, too.
Each step you go that you don't block with it, you're going to regret not blocking with it. Remember the last time?
So target creature gets +1/+1 and gains Intimidate until the end of turn. Well, I'm just going to throw it away then if I do block with it, so I'm not going to block with it.
I would have to tap out.
That's fine, but I'm not going to block with it.
Okay. Okay.
I can take 2?
I'm going to take 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do next is this move. I don't know. Tapping for 3, just for the Stinkweed Imp.
Oh, yeah.
It is a 1/2 flyer. If it deals combat damage to a creature, destroy the creature. So it's kind of like Death Touch, just not Death Touch. Now it has Dredge 5. Dredge 5 is if you would draw a card, instead you may put exactly 5 cards on the top of your library into your graveyard. If you do, return this card from your graveyard to your hand. So it has to be in the graveyard for that dredge thing to happen, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that triggers every time just prior to your draw step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's my turn.
My turn?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to play an island. I'm going to tap 2 to bring out the Dimir Signet. It's an artifact. I can pay 1 and then tap this to add blue and black to my mana pool. That is my turn. I'm not going to swing in, and I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Untap. Draw. Go to combat.
Go to combat.
That is what I want to do.
Once again, I could block and force you to tap out, but I don't want to do that quite yet. So I'm going to take 4.
Yep.
Okay. I'm down to 14.
Yes. I'm going to tap for 3 to waste a good putrefy on your dude.
Okay,
Attempts to waste.
Tap for 1 blue, and then tap this for blue and black, and I'm going to cast Syncopate, instant counter target spell, unless its controller pays X. Now, it's blue and X, so X is just 1. If that spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it into its owner's graveyard.
Painful. I thought I would take the one opportunity I had before you could start making me discard and drawing a card.
I got you.
I didn't. So, your turn, sir.
My turn. Okay. Draw. Okay, this is going to seem silly to do it now, but there's a reason, and I think it's obvious once I do it. I'm going to tap an island. I'm going to tap the Dimir Signet for blue and black. I'm going to cast the Dimir Charm. Now, it's an instant. I can choose 1. Counter target sorcery spell. Look at the top 3 cards of target player's library, put 1 back and the rest into that player's graveyard, or destroy target creature with power 2 or less. So I'm doing it there. I'm doing it now before you can untap and pump it up and put it out of range.
Yes.
Just felt I wanted to explain that. And then I'm going to not swing in. I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Okay. Untapping. Drawn. Yeah. I think we're going to do this because we need to. Okay. I'm going to tap for black and green.
Okay.
Well, you know what? Let's just, to be safe, black and green.
Okay.
For an instant called Grizzly Salvage, reveal the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature card or land card from among them into your hand. Put the rest in the bottom of your graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
Into your graveyard, not the bottom. So reveal top 5 cards. Revealing a swamp. Revealing Savari, Golgari, Queen of the Golgari, Golgari Rot Farm, and a swamp.
Is it top 5?
Top 5. You are correct, sir. And a Golgari Rot Farm.
So there's only one viable option, or is it?
No, it's land or.
Oh, it's land or creature. Oh, okay,
creature or land card.
Okay.
And obviously, what I need here is a land.
Do you though?
Yes, I do.
I want to take the 4-drop.
But do I go with the Rot Farm or the? I think I go with the Rot Farm because I need at this point to catch up, kind of thing. So I'm returning that. The rest go in my graveyard there.
Okay.
So I will then play that, returning, let's say, the swamp to my hand.
Okay.
Yeah, we will just swing with that guy.
Okay, so I'm going to take 1.
1.
Down to 13.
And I'll pass to you.
Okay, on your end step, I'm going to tap for 2 blue. I'm going to cast Telling Time. It's an instant. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 1 of those cards into your hand. 1 on top of your library, and 1 on the bottom of your library. So top 3. 1, 2, 3. I will put that one into my hand, that one on top of my library, and this on the bottom of my library. Okay, so now that goes to the graveyard, and untap, and draw. It's not going to be surprised as to what it is. I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
I'm going to swing in with a 2/2.
I am not going to block with my 1/1 that I currently have nothing to do. I mean, if I could have and stuff, I would have. So I'm taking 2 down to 17.
Okay. I'm going to tap an island to activate the Signet for blue and black, and then 2 more. I'm going to cast Moori. I think that's how you pronounce it. It is a 4/4 vampire creature with flying. At the beginning of your upkeep, lose 1 life. And that is me who loses 1 life at the beginning of my upkeep. But it is a 4/4 flyer. So I'm now going to pass the turn to you.
Okay. Untap. Draw. Go to combat.
Yeah. Really?
It has Death Touch. I don't know.
And you can bring it back from your graveyard as well too, right?
Yeah. I mean, you have to like dump cards in your graveyard.
No, I'm not gonna block.
Okay.
So I'm gonna take 1.
You will take 1, sir.
Down to 12.
Okay. I just need a minute here.
Take a minute. Take as long as you need. You can take 2 minutes, because in magic of editing, it's like it's not even gonna have happened. I'm gonna take a sip of beer.
Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna tap that for green. Tap that for green and black. Tap black, green, and black. Okay. So 2 of each, essentially.
Okay.
To play Jared, the Golgari Lich Lord. He gets +2/+2 for each creature card in my graveyard. So currently he's just a 4/4, because there's 2 creature cards in my graveyard.
Okay.
I can tap 1 of anything, a green and a black, sacrifice another creature. Each opponent loses life equal to the sacrificed creature's power. I can also sacrifice a swamp and a forest and return Jared from the graveyard to my hand.
Okay.
I'm going to play another Golgari Rot Farm and return forest to my hand.
Ooh, you got a lot of farming going on there. A lot of farming going on.
Fair bit of farming.
Whole lot of farming going on.
So we don't normally do counters, but you want to counter him so we know where he's at? Like if you put it up here, not down there, I don't know, like... Or you just...
Yeah, mine as well, because otherwise it'll be difficult for me to keep track of it. So
there's a 4. They're not counters. He's a 4/4.
Yeah. He's a 4/4.
Yeah. We can always...
Oh, because he gets +1/+... Oh, okay,
yeah.
So he doesn't get +2/+2. He gets +1/+1 for each of them.
Yeah.
So he's got +2/+2 right now. When you get a 4. Okay, I got it.
Currently +4/+4. +2/+2.
Yeah.
I'll pass back to you.
Okay. Alrighty. Going to untap. Beginning of my upkeep, I'm going to lose 1 life. I'm now down to 11. I'm going to tap an island to activate the Signet, and I'm going to cast, even though it's an instant, cast it now. Price of Fame, instant. This spell costs 2 less to cast if it targets a legendary creature. Normally it costs 4 mana. Destroy target creature, because I am targeting a legendary creature.
Yep. And
Surveilled 2. So I look at the top 2 cards in my library, then put any number of them into my graveyard, and the rest on top of my library in any order.
Gang Surveil. So Jared hits the bin. It's a shame, because now we get +3/+3.
Okay, so I'm going to put this island, even though I'm don't have a huge amount of land, I'm going to put that island to the graveyard. I'm going to put this other card back on top, though. I'm then going to move to combat.
Okay.
And I'm going to swing in my 4/4 flyer and my 2/2 Guild Mage.
Okay. So I am taking 6 down to 11.
And I will pass the turn to you.
Okay. Untapping. Draw. So just play a forest.
Okay.
So I will tap my 2 Rot Farms for 2 black and 2 green to cast the Golgari Find Broker. When he enters the battlefield, return target permanent from my graveyard to my hand.
Okay, I'm going to tap for 2 blue. I'm going to cast Disdainful Stroke. Counter target spell with converted mana cost 4 or greater. So
you're kidding me. Of all the... That's like 2 counter spells.
I know.
And 2 kill creatures.
I know. It's almost like you're playing against a blue deck. It's crazy.
I know. Well, these decks aren't built typically like...
Well,
like
these ones are. This one is. That's why I like this deck. This deck... One of my biggest complaints, because we play pretty much all of the pre-con decks.
Yeah.
One of my biggest complaints about the Planeswalker decks that have blue is the fact that they do not include, I think by a general rule, an unwritten rule, they do not include counter spells, which is one of blue's most powerful tools in its toolbox. And that's why I like the difference between, that's why I like the difference between those and these, because this one actually runs like a blue deck. So
I'm going to go to combat.
Yep.
Swing for 1.
Not with the...
No.
Okay.
No.
So I'm down to 10.
I actually kind of want him in the bin. And I think that's my turn.
That's your turn? Okay, so untap.
See, I have so many good options to use the Golgari Find Broker with.
Morori is going to trigger, and I'm going to lose another life, so I'm down to 9. And then I'm going to get to draw a card, which I know what it is. Then I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
And I'm going to, once again, swing in with both. The 2/2 Guild Mage and the 4/4 Flyer.
Okay. I'm going to block there.
I figured as much. So then you take 2.
Down to 9.
These trade, because that has not Death Touch.
But Death Touch?
Yeah, but it's just basically, it doesn't have Death Touch, but it has Death Touch. I'm then going to tap the Signet, activate it with an island, so they got 2 floating, then 3, and I'm going to cast Nightveil Spectre, which costs 3 hybrid of blue-black. It's a 2/3 flyer, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles the top card of the library. You may play cards exiled with Nightveil Spectre. And it is a flyer. And I'm going to pass the turn out to you.
Okay. So we're going for a Dredge trigger.
Okay, so in lieu of drawing, you are going to
put top 5 cards into my graveyard, or in my library into my graveyard, and return Stinkweed Imp to my hand. Okay. So putting the Deathbridge Goliath, who has Scavenge. So for 6 mana, I can exile this card to my graveyard and put a number of +1 counters on it equal to the card's power on target creature. Otherwise, it's a 5/5. That's 1. Channel Troll is 2. Golgari Charm, which would have been nice, is 3. Rhizome Lurcher also would be nice, is 4. And Treasure Find, return target card from the graveyard to your hand. Exile that, which also would be nice.
Yeah.
But whatever, I got an Imp, so...
You got the Imp back.
Untap. Oh, I untap and then to draw.
Yeah. But no, I got you. Yeah.
I dredge, not draw. So can I, one more time, when he deals combat damage to a player?
You exile the top card of your library, and then I will be able to play cards exiled with Nightveil Spectre. Now, I do have to pay the mana for it, right? So it's not a guarantee that I can cast it. It's not like I get to cast it for free, but I do get to pay the mana for it.
Okay.
Or I do have the option of paying the mana for it, I should say.
I'm going to play a Swamp. So I'm tapping for 4, 2 of each color, and then 1, 2, 3, and painfully making 8. Both 8 mana and drop myself to 8 life.
What are you casting?
Nothing as awesome as what's in my graveyard, unfortunately. I'm casting Sisters of Stone Death, which also sounds like a really cool name for a band. Sisters of Stone Death are a 7/5 Gorgon, legendary creature. So for 1 green, target creature blocks Sisters of Gorgon. Sisters of Stone Death this turn. For a black and a green, exile target creature blocking or blocked by Sisters of Stone Death. And for 2 and a black, put a creature card exiled by Sisters of Stone Death onto the battlefield under my control. So a huge mana sink. Good thing I have a lot of mana. It resolves?
It does. It does resolve.
Whether or not it sticks to the board is a whole other question, but...
Sisters of Gorgon sounds like a metal band I would have listened to back in the day, so...
Otherwise, it is 7/5 with not Death Touch, but you can do Death Touchy like shenanigans.
Okay.
That's that.
That is that. Is it now my turn?
It is your turn. I am completely tapped out. That was kind of one of those all or nothing kind of plays.
Does it have reach?
It does not have reach.
Draw.
I know it's a Gorgon, has snake hair. Shouldn't be able to whip the snakes up in the hair and pull something down. They're a frog blaster.
It whips its hair back and forth. Someone called me up for having a George Michael musical reference. I can just imagine now that I've done can't remember the name of Will Smith's kid that did that song. The hair back and forth? Anyways, whatever. It's not important. It does not have reach, right?
It does not have reach.
No, I'm not going to do that first. I'm going to do this first. It's an instant, but I'm going to tap 2 and cast Mission Briefing. Instant, surveil 2, then choose an instant or sorcery card from your graveyard. You may cast that card this turn. If that card would be put into your graveyard this turn, exile it instead. So I'm going to surveil 2 first.
You got to destroy target creature no matter what. Oh, come on, man.
So I'm actually going to put the Netherborn Phalanx, I think, into the graveyard. I'm going to put this one back on top. I'm then going to find Price of Fame, which costs 2 less to cast if it's targeting a legendary creature, which it is. And I'm going to tap the island for the Dimir Signet to pay the black and whatever in order to destroy target creature.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to surveil 2.
That was pretty much my all or nothing play right there. Now, every single good card I have, I think, in this deck is in my graveyard, including the cards that get cards out of my graveyard. And I have a 1/1.
And now I'm going to put them both back on top in that order. And I'm going to move to combat.
Yeah.
And I'm going to swing in for 4.
No shenanigans. That'll drop me to 4.
And you're going to exile the top card of your library.
It's going to be land.
And I may play cards exiled with it.
Necrotic Wound.
Okay. So now that's in an exile pile, and I can play that card later if I want.
At any time? You can't just do it.
No, you may play cards exiled with Night Veil Spectre. So
we'll just tuck that in.
Yeah, we'll tuck that underneath here.
It's removal.
Necrotic. Nice.
Yeah.
Undergrowth. Target creature gets -X until the end of turn, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. If that creature would die this turn, exile instead.
Yeah. Removal.
2. I have 2 creature cards in my graveyard. So it can't do a lot, but it can get rid of like that, for example.
Or like a Stinkweed Imp or something.
Yeah, exactly. There you go, right? So, and
why did I have to give him more removal?
Like, pass the turn to you.
Especially removal you can play at any time now. Alright, I will play 0 mana sinks on the board now. Another land. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll 1, 2, and 3, 1 black, 2 of anything for the Stinkweed Imp. At least make you potentially use that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll save my Elves of Deep Shadow as a blocker. Pass to you.
Pass to me. Okay.
Pass to you.
Tap. Draw. Okay, I'm gonna play Swamp. I'm gonna pay 1 black to cast Necrotic Wound. So target creature gets -X until the end of turn. I got 2. Let me double check so I'm not messing you over. Yeah, I do. I've got Phalanx and the Morari or whatever it's pronounced. So that's going to get -X. So
it gets exiled, right?
Yeah. There we go. That goes to your graveyard.
Graveyard?
I think once it's cast, it goes to your graveyard.
That doesn't really matter.
In
this situation, I
think it would go to your graveyard after it's cast, or it would go stay in exile. I can't. No, it wouldn't stay in exile because then I would keep. Anyways, whatever. So then move to combat.
Move to combat.
I'm going to swing in with both the Guild Mage and the Spectre.
Okay. For what it's worth, I am going to block there.
Okay. Now that doesn't have Death Touch, right?
No.
Okay.
But I will tap 1 to cast Dark Blast. Target creature gets -1/-1 till end of turn.
I imagine you're
dredge 3.
putting that on this.
Yes.
Correct?
Attempting to, I should say.
That puts you Hellbent as well, too, right?
That puts me Hellbent.
I might have. You know what I could have done? I could have
activated
made you discard. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to. Oh yeah, I have to activate a sorcery speed because I can't do it now at instant speed. Okay, well that makes my decision easy then. Okay, so then these are going to trade.
Yeah, I get so dredge 3, but this will happen again when on my draw phase.
Then you're going to take 2,
drop to 2, and
you'll exile the top card of your library.
It's a swamp.
It's a swamp. Okay, and I've played you may play cards exiled with Night Veil Spectre, so it's not even like cast, it's play. So there's another one now that came out in Ravnica Allegiance or Guilds, I can't remember which, but it was it was that you could cast spells. Can't remember what the card was now, but someone will remind me, I'm sure, in the comment section, where I think you could cast spells. So if it was a land, it would be basically just taking land out, but it wouldn't be able to cast it. But with this, I can actually play that land next turn if I want to, for example. I'm going to pass the turn out to you.
This is legit top decking. I'm not going to dredge, because I cut off that one thing, but I basically need a card in my hand.
Okay.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. I can play this, but it's just not going to make any difference. So it's 4, 5, 6. 2 green, 2 black for Deathbridge Chant, which is enchantment, which we saw in the last game. It's an awesome enchantment, but it needs 1 turn, I believe, to activate. When it enters the battlefield, put the top 10 cards of your library into the graveyard. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose a card at random. So it's nice, but I mean, my next turn, I'm basically dead to a flyer.
Now, you may still want to do it in case you have something that you can cast from the graveyard or something like that for 2.
It's Plague Crafter, like a flyer. Deathrite Shaman, 1, 2.
The very next card would have killed this creature.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah, if the next card had been Plague Crafter, you would have cast that, and then I would have been
scavenged only the sorcery. I forgot all about that card too. I had the mana at one point. I could have scavenged and put 5 counters on my guy and kept them. I was dead to a flyer. I could have yes, I could have. I could have saved. I think my no. I tapped out. I tapped out to cast the big dude.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't have mana to put that on my Stinkweed Imp.
No, you wouldn't have.
No, especially at sorcery speed too.
Yeah.
So. That's the other thing about Golgari, and this is why I do not recommend this deck for like new players, is that there's a lot going on. You have to keep track of an entirely separate hand, but your second hand might be 10, 12 cards.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, yeah.
But I realized I scooped there. It's because I had...
Oh, no, yeah, untap, like, draw...
Attack,
and then, yeah. So yeah. Okay, well, I'll give you a card back.
Yeah.
So...
My swamp.
That was very similar to how remember the previous Dimir games going.
Yeah.
The Golgari one, I think it basically just ran into a wall of removal.
Yeah.
So I think your deck was starting to do what it does.
I thought I was getting through them all.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no. Then you got that one removal spell by basically getting a graveyard spell.
Yeah. And it's the big creatures that you end up getting on the board, if they weren't legendary, it would have been different, because I wouldn't have had the mana to cast from the graveyard and be able to cast that, but because I got the discount. So, but
discount. Yeah, no, that's the thing about these decks, is a lot of the good creatures are legendary. Because again, I really feel these are meant as almost seedlings of commander decks. So those legendary creatures can basically become your commander kind of thing.
However, this is still just the first game of a best 2 out of 3.
Believe it or not, this is only one game one.
We're shuffling up as you see right now, and we're going to be back with the second game right away. And we're back in the second game of this best 2 out of 3. Travis, sadly, you lost the first game. Now,
I felt the comeback coming.
Yes, it was close. It was close, but not quite, sadly. Well, sadly for you.
Yeah.
I was thrilled. Neither of us had a mulligan, correct?
No.
Okay, so we're both starting off with 7-card hands. Now, I don't think mine's as strong as it was in the previous one, but still, we'll see how it goes. But you get to show first, because you get to go first. And that's how we do things here in the Mana Cave.
All about the rhyme. I'm getting so much glare. There it is. Oh, yeah. That's my open hand, people.
There you go.
There you go.
Whoa, Travis. Try not to give stuff away. Okay, so this, as you guys can see, is a vastly different sort of opening hand that I had before. I'm holding it up with my offhand as well, too. So there we go.
It's shaking.
And there you guys go. So then we'll see if this works out for me or not.
Even you're not saying anything now.
No. Well, I'm going to keep everything close to the chest, too. I'm normally so yakking. Anyway, I'll stop yakking and start letting you play.
Okay. I have a beautiful swamp, but a boring play, and passing to you.
Oh, okay. We'll draw. I am going to play a island and pass turn to you.
Quick draw. Play a forest, and for the sake of speediness, we'll just tap this and spend this on my turn. Where's the salvage? Salvage. Reveal the top 5 cards in my library, and I can put a creature or a land in my hand.
Okay.
So I have that Elves of Deep Shadow, Vigor Mortis, which is a sorcery. It doesn't count. I have a swamp, and I have a swamp. So
and remember, it's 5.
It's 5. I got 4 in the brain there, and Dark Blast, which is the instant we saw it last time. Yeah. It's not. So I have.
But that has dredge, right?
It does.
Yeah.
So dredge will be online.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, do I want a land? Or, yeah, I guess I want... Well, they kind of both act like lands. One's a creature land.
One hurts you, though.
One does. And one is susceptible to removal, where a swamp is just a straight-up swamp. It's not going to hurt anybody.
Yeah, because it's not a red deck, so you don't have to worry about land destruction.
Yeah.
Actually, I think there is some black land destruction as well, too. I'm not sure.
You've talked me into it. Mostly because that's a creature card in the graveyard.
That as well, too, is useful for you, right?
So I have Dredge online, and actually Vigor Mortis... Return. Well, actually, it would have been a sweet card to have. Is return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. If green was spent to cast it, the creature gets a +1 counter on it. So, Fortunately, this goes to my hand. I pass to you.
Pass to me.
For making things quick, sure took my time there.
Draw. I'm going to play a swamp. I'm going to tap 2, and I'm going to cast Discovery of the part of Discovery and Dispersal. Surveil 2, then draw a card. So Surveil 2. Let's go ahead and put this island into my graveyard and that on top. And then I draw a card. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so I got 7 in my hand. And Travis, I pass the turn to you now.
Okay. I'm not choosing to dredge. I'm going to draw.
Okay.
Draw, not dredge.
Draw, not dredge.
Draw, not dredge. So I will play a forest.
Okay.
Tap 3 for the Shambling Shell. Shambling Shell is a plant zombie, 3/1 for 3 mana, and it has Dredge 3 as well. I can also sacrifice Shambling Shell and put a +1 counter on target creature. No haste, no attack. Over to you.
My turn. Okay. Untap. Draw. Alrighty. Let's do this. Okay, I'm gonna tap for 2 to cast the Dimir Guild Mage, which we've seen before, so I'm not going to talk about him again. I'm then going to... Yeah, I guess I'll play an island. I was going to do something different, but then they decided not to. 6. Okay. And that is my turn, sir, and I'm going to pass the turn to you now.
Untap. Draw, not dredge. Playing Swamp. I'm tap for 4 to cast my nickname in high school, the Slum Reaper. When Slum Reaper enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices a creature.
Okay.
Hey, ladies.
So I'm going to sacrifice, obviously, the Guild Mage.
Now, I'm going to be greedy and sacrifice the Slum Reaper.
Oh,
He's got more power, but this guy has that additional sacrifice ability in the future, and I can attack him this turn, and I love to attack.
Yeah.
So
I gotcha.
And, we may see him again. Who knows? So I'm going to combat, swing for 3.
Okay, so I'm down to 17.
There you go, sir. And I passed you now that I'm tapped out and
my turn.
Tacked out, and I got rid of that dude though. Feel there's bigger, badder things on the way, but
I'm going to play Swamp, and then I'm going to tap for 4 and bring out what we saw before, Morori, the 4/4 flyer that hurts me each turn. And yeah, I'm going to pass the turn out to you.
Untap, not dredging, just drawing. Okay. I will play another swamp.
Okay.
Matchy swamps. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to tap for 4.
Okay.
To cast. We tried to see him last turn. Golgari Find Broker. When he enters the battlefield, return a target permanent card from my graveyard to my hand. I'm going to return the Slum Reaper.
Yep, makes sense.
Okay. Then I'm going to combat.
Sure.
Attacking for 3.
Is that a Death Touch?
It does not have Death Touch.
Why do I think something's going to happen here? I'm going to block with my 4/4.
Okay. I'm going to sacrifice him to put a +1 counter on.
Okay. I was hoping that's what it was, because otherwise I would have been...
I was bluffing a Dark Blast, but...
Okay.
prevented.
So now that is a 4...
4/5.
4/5. Jeez Louise.
And I'll pass to you.
Pass to me. Okay, so untap. Sorry, I gotta take 1 from the Morori, and then I get to draw. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna pay 4 for the full cost of Price of Fame to destroy target creature and then Surveil 2. So I'm gonna destroy that and then Surveil 2. Yeah, I'm going to put Glimpse the Unthinkable. I'm going to read it off just because you know why. Target player puts the top 10 cards of their library into their graveyard. I'm going to put that in my graveyard. I don't think casting that on you is very good, and I don't want to cast it on myself, and I'm going to put this other one on top. I'm then going to play a Dimir Aqueduct and return the Swamp to my hand. I'm then going to move to combat.
Yep.
And swing in with my Morori.
No blocks, so I dropped to 16.
Okay. And now I'm all tapped out. I will pass the turn to you.
I just want to read something here. I'm going to dredge. This is dredge 3, and that's dredge 3. I'm going to dredge 3 on his trigger.
Okay.
So, not drawing, putting a Golgari Guild Gate, a Golgari Rot Farm, and a Lotlith Troll into my graveyard.
Okay.
Okay. And I'm returning Shambling Shell to my hand.
I gotcha.
Untapping the rest as we go along. Playing another Forest. And then doing the similar play of before. Tapping 4 for the Slum Reaper. Each player sacrifices a creature.
You and your sacrificing creatures.
And just passing to you.
Pass to me. Okay.
Counting for no reason here. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. I'm going to play Swamp. I'm going to tap 1, and I'm going to cast Barrier of Bones. It's a skeleton wall. It's a 0/3. It's got Defender, which means it can't attack, or it can block. It can't attack. And when Barrier of Bones enters the battlefield, surveil 1. I'll actually put that on top. And Travis, it's your turn, sir.
I'm choosing to draw, not dredge. Okay. So for green and a black, I will attempt to cast the Shambling Shell again.
Okay. I'm going to tap for 1 blue, and then 4 more of whatever, to cast Syncopate. Counter target spell unless his player controller pays 4, which is the amount of extra mana. X, which is... Let me say that again for people who don't speak gibberish. Counter target spell unless his controller pays X. The X cost was 4. If that spell is countered this way, exile it instead of putting it into its owner's graveyard.
Okay, that is exiled, which is actually very important because it's
yes, that's the main reason why I wanted to point that out.
That's my turn. Pass to you.
To me?
Yep. Okay. I'm just going to look at my graveyard here.
Okay. Going to play a Dimir Guild Gate. Enters the battlefield tapped. I'm going to, for no apparent reason, just going to look through my graveyard. And I'm going to ask if I can look through your graveyard as well, too. Okay. I'm going to pay a black, a blue, and another black to cast Dimir Doppelganger. It is a 0/2 creature, and it's a shapeshifter. I can pay 1, a blue, and a black. Exile a target creature card from a graveyard. Dimir Doppelganger becomes a copy of that card, except has this ability. So I'm actually going to pay 2 blue and a black, and then 1 blue. And I'm going to
guess it's going to be the Golgari Find Broker.
Yeah, but because it's not going to get the trigger effect though.
Oh, okay.
So that's the thing. I was thinking of that at first, but it's not going to get the enter the battlefield effect because it's simply going to become a copy of it. So as far as I know, that means it's not going to enter the battlefield sort of thing. It's just going to become that.
Right, because it's not entering the battlefield.
But I was thinking of taking another one of your creatures. If I could just look at your graveyard one more time, I do apologize.
Yeah, no problem.
Because there's either that or there's one very specific one in my graveyard. So.
Yeah, I guess it never even occurred to me that you might have a creature in your graveyard that you would like.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to exile Morori, which is the 4/4 flyer. So I'll put that like that, I guess. So it's now a 4/4 flyer, but it also still has the ability of the pay 3 and exile creature card from a graveyard, so I can change that up. But I am still going to be... It also has a beginning of your upkeep, you lose 1 life. It has Summoning Sickness, and I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Okay, I'm choosing to draw, not dredge.
Okay.
I'm tapping. Now, to save myself 4 in there, I'm going to attempt to do this.
Okay.
2 black and 1 green. Well, so basically it's 2 black, 1 green, there's 3 mana, and X of 3 to cast Gaze of Granite. Destroy each non-land permanent with converted mana cost X or less. X being 3. Oh, that's 4! Sorry, can I take that back? Oh no, he's
3 though.
I was looking at that, I'm like, no, I did that right.
No, that's right. Yeah, so both these, these are gonna be destroyed because it's a copy of this, but it maintains its converted mana cost. So, and that's gonna go. Oh, that's my. So this is exile.
No, I don't want to touch
it.
Exile.
I don't want to touch it. Okay.
No, I'm like, what do I do? No. That does tap me out though, so I pass back to you.
Okay.
But whatever, I got the 4/4 flyer and the guy who can hose my graveyard, and I don't know, there's a wall or something there too. He was kind of innocent bystander in that whole exchange.
I'll play Dimir Guildgate, and I'm actually going to pass the turn to you now.
Okay. Untap. Draw. Play a forest. By the way, I chose to draw, not thing there. Now, this is called running into a counterspell, but we're going to do it anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're going to run into a counterspell here. So, casting for 7, the Hatchery Spider. It has Reach and Undergrowth. It's a 5/7. When you cast this spell, just cast it. Reveal the top X card to your library, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. You may put a green permanent with converted mana cost X or less from among them onto the battlefield to put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order.
Damn, man.
So, I mean, for one thing, that's on cast, not on Enter the Battlefield. Mm-hmm. So I have, I think, 5. Well, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Only 4. So I'm looking at the top 4 cards. Yep. 2.
Oh, it's about
3, 4. Jeez. Does anyone hit a land? You may put a green permanent card. Oh, with converted mana cost X less. That doesn't hit anything, unfortunately.
No, yeah.
That whiffed, I believe, is the term. But these go on the bottom of my library, which is just not cool either. All right. Well, it's a 5/7 with reach. Susceptible to removal, and I passed you.
Okay.
I was hoping for... Again, I hadn't done that one before. I was hoping that it would be from a graveyard. But no, it's from those that are revealed.
Okay. I'm going to play Swamp.
For 7 mana, I kind of want a refund.
Playing Swamp, I'm going to pay 2 blue, and then 1, 2, 3, 4... Should I do it this way? 2 blue, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to cast a sorcery, Stolen Identity. Create a token that's a copy of target artifact or creature. So I'll create a copy of that. Cipher. You may then exile the spell card encoded on a creature you control. Whenever that creature deals combat damage to a player, its controller may cast a copy of the encoded card without paying its mana cost. So I create a token of it, and then I basically encode this on here. So whenever my 5/7 spider deals damage to... whenever it deals combat damage to a player, I can then create a copy of it. But the copy doesn't have the extra ability to create another copy. Only this is still going to have that ability. So I'm just going to keep this out there as the 5/7.
Okay.
And that's my whole turn, Travis. It is all you now.
Untap. Draw, not dredge. Playing Swamp. This is called running into a counterspell. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Jeez.
So once again, the Sisters of Stone Death. Oh. I read it last time. There's no way in heck I'm reading it again. It's a 7/5. Yep. That's that. Back to you.
Okay. There's no counter there, so
no. I assumed it. Well, no, that's not fair to assume that you didn't counter the Hatchery Spider because you wanted it not to go, because you wanted to copy it, per se. So that wasn't exactly a very confident, oh, he doesn't have it, otherwise he would have spent it.
Look through my graveyard. Okay. So I'm going to pay 2 blue. I'm going to cast Mission Briefing. Surveil 2, and then choose an instant or sorcery card from a graveyard. Get to cast it, so we saw that before. I'm going to Surveil 2 first.
Removal!
Going to put that island into my graveyard to put that on top. I'm then going to choose to cast Price of Fame for 1 and a black on your legendary creature, because it gets a discount, and then I get to Surveil 2 now. So I already know what the top card is. Put that Swamp into my graveyard, and I'm going to put that back on top. I will then... Oh, that goes to the graveyard. I'm then going to move to combat.
Okay.
I'm going to swing in with the 5/7.
I'm going to block.
Okay. So that deals 5 damage to that. They both got 5 damage. I'm going to tap for blue-black. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And cast Ribbons of Night. This is on my second main phase.
Yeah.
Deals 4 damage to target creature. I gain 4 life. And if I spent blue, which I did, I get to draw a card. So I'm going to go back to 20.
Well, there that all goes.
But I did not do damage to you, so that doesn't create a copy.
No.
I do get to draw a card, though.
That little stalemate I was counting on actually mattering is now done.
Interesting. Okay. I will then pass the turn to you.
Again, I need to draw a card, so I'm choosing to draw. It's going to be a land. No, wait, I actually can play a chump unless it gets removed. So for green and black, I will play the Kuzoru Guild Mage. So he has all those abilities. 3 mana, target creature +1/+1, gains Intimidate. 4 mana, sacrifice a non-token creature, create X 1/1 creature tokens, where X is sacrifice creature's toughness.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
And you got how much mana up still? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7?
Yeah. Are you asking if I can give him +1 and then sacrifice him and create 3 tokens? Yes. Okay, maybe I can do that. Maybe.
But I still want to make it like a 3/3. Okay. So then
still 3 chump blockers for 3 turns without trample.
So it's my turn?
Your turn, sir.
Okay.
Which is potentially 3 more draws.
Alrighty. I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
I'm going to swing into the 5/7 spider.
So I am going to block.
Okay.
Before damage goes through and he gets obliterated, unless you're going to trample, I don't know. We will do a green, a black, and anything to give him +1/+1.
Okay.
So now he's a 3/3. And then a green, a black, and 2 of anything to sacrifice a non-token creature and create 3 1/1 Sapperling creature tokens.
Okay.
Sapperling. We happen to have a whole bunch just standing by. All creatures get -1/-1.
Okay, so on my second main phase,
if you can give that thing trample, I'm host.
I'm going to pay... I'm going to pay a blue and a black to bring out Dimir Guild Mage. We saw that before. And then I'm going to pay 2 black and 2 blue to bring out Lazav Dimir Mastermind. It is a 3/3 legendary creature shapeshifter. It's got hexproof. And whenever a creature card is put into an opponent's graveyard from anywhere, you may have the Mastermind become a copy of that card, except its name is Dimir Mastermind. It's legendary in addition to its other types, and it has hexproof and this ability.
Well, I don't want to dredge now.
Okay, so now I'm hellbent. I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Okay, untap. 3/1/1, so look out. Play the old Golgari Rot Farm, and I will return a land I control to its owner's hand. Pass to you.
Pass to me.
I could attack, but yeah.
Okay.
I'm crazy, but...
Okay, I'm going to untap, draw. I'm going to...
Spend 4 mana, make me throw this land out. Man, if you really want to, that seems a little petty. If they don't want to make him spend mana, he doesn't have to spend.
I'm going to spend 4 to make you discard the card in your hand. It's a forest, okay. I'm going to move...
If it didn't, I think Lucy would have some splaining to do there. Like, oh, here that forest is under my sleeve.
I'm gonna move. It also, but the thing is, it gets it so that you only have 1 card in hand each round, right?
Yeah.
So it makes it, because otherwise I would have to at one point spend 8 if I let you keep the land and then draw in another card and then try to get both of them in your hand. So
and all you did was tell me that you don't have use for 8 mana. So
okay, I'm gonna move to combat.
Okay.
And oddly enough, I'm gonna swing with both. This is just 3/3. This is the 5/7.
So does he have abilities that do combat damage? Or is it only when I
no, not when he does combat damage. Only when a creature goes to the graveyard. When I create from anywhere, so whether directly from your library or whatever.
Does not have flying.
It does not have flying. It does have hexproof though.
I'm still doing there because I don't want you creating 2 copies.
Okay.
So I'll take 3 down to
3.
13.
Alrighty, and then because I can only do it at sorcery speed, I'm going to pay 2 and then 2 more, leaving 1 blue up to target player draws a card.
Oh. I only assumed that you meant me. I mean,
I'm going to play a Dimir Aqueduct and return a swamp to my hand.
Next.
That is your turn.
Okay. Untap. Again, there's no point in dredging at this point. I'll go for this move. Tapping 3 to cast Putrefy.
Okay. Can I guess which one is going on? Yeah.
Yeah, the one that
that was
end the game if it does any damage.
Okay, so this is actually in exile as well too. The Stolen Identity spell is in exile.
Destroy target artifact or creature. It can't be regenerated.
Yeah. No, that makes a hell of a lot of sense. So, because if that ever connects with you, it gets crazy. Because not only it's not even a matter of creating a copy of that again. I get to choose once again to create a copy of something. So
yeah, I'm not gonna.
My turn.
Your turn.
Okay.
Because at this point, no matter what I can draw on my turn, I can still have a chance to play it, unless you get something else that can make me discard.
Okay, I'm going to play Swamp. I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
I'm actually just going to swing in with the 3/3.
Next.
Okay, so those trade.
No, they don't trade.
Oh, no,
I certainly hope they don't trade.
God, yeah, they don't trade.
Saporly.
Okay, so I'm going to pay 4, including a blue, so that I can draw a card.
Must be nice.
I will. You know what? I'm going to
draw another card, man. Come on, just tap out.
I'm going to pay 4 to draw another card.
See, I don't know if that's good or not, actually. Like, it's nice to know that you don't have mana to do stuff. It's also worse to know you have 4 cards in hand.
I'm going to pass the turn to you.
And all you need is 1 removal. That even if I draw a bomb, because with Gaze of Granite's already in my bin. I've already played that one. Woo! Woo! Okay. Just hope you can't counter this. So for a green and a black, I'm going to play a sorcery called Treasure Find. Return target card from your graveyard to your hand. Exile Treasure Find.
Okay. No.
Now, the question is, what's going to save my bacon? I almost want to go with Hatchery Spider. Because... No, because that's going to put cards in my graveyard that might be able to copy. Sisters of Stone Death. I can't cast this turn, because I'm spent 2 for that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can cast her this turn. She's a 7/5. Ironically, if I put this in my hand, cast this, I can bring another card from my graveyard. That's the Golgari Finebroker, and put another card in my hand and cast it next turn. But you can make me discard that card, so that's not a good play. Troll, you're not good. You're not good. You're not good. So this is going to get me possibly a second permanent, and that won't trigger that because these just go on the bottom of my library. When I'm done with my thing. So
those cards go on the bottom of your library, not in your graveyard.
When I do the Undergrowth in this one, yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's the play. Because I want to double check my math here that I can do this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can cast either of those. I mean, this has a lot of good mana sinks, but this gives me a second permanent. It has to be a green permanent, though. And what is the current value of X? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a pretty good value of X. I'm going to go with Hatchery Spider.
Okay.
So return Hatchery Spider from my graveyard to my hand.
Okay.
So then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to go that route to cast Hatchery Spider. I'll double check that I was right with my Undergrowth there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm going to reveal the top 6 cards in my library and put a green permanent with converted mana cost 6 or less onto the battlefield.
And then you said the rest go into your graveyard?
Bottom of the library.
Put the rest in the bottom of your library in random order. Okay.
So it's 6. Oh. Woohoo. And she is 6 mana cost. So I think it's probably her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So pretty sure it's going to be... Yeah, we're going to go with Iazoni, Thousand-Eyed, whose converted mana cost is 6, and she's a green permanent.
Okay.
So, when Iazoni, Thousand-Eyes enters the battlefield and create a 1/1 black creature token. Okay, these are going to go to the bottom of my library.
Okay.
Just so we don't get them confused. Create a 1/1 creature token for each creature card in your graveyard. So, we get 6 1/1 insects.
Okay.
We already know 6 is the... And look, there's more things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, lots of tokens here. 1 green mana.
Okay, so now it's my turn?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tap. Interesting.
Board wipe or a copy creature?
Okay, well, first things first, I'm going to do something... I'm gonna play a Swamp, and now I'm gonna do something where I kind of wish I had held the mana for. This is one of the reasons why I was trying to decide whether or not to draw another card. And I drew another card because I wanted to possibly keep 2 mana up. So I'm gonna tap the Dimir Aqueduct. Sorry, make sure these all are untapped. for a blue and a black. And I'm going to cast the Dimir Charm. Now, if you guys remember, one of the things was counter target sorcery spell. So I could have prevented all that from happening because that was a sorcery, right?
That was a sorcery.
Yeah. But instead, I'm going to use the other ability to destroy target creature with power 2 or less to destroy that.
Yeah. And I don't have the mana left to even activate her ability.
Yeah, because I just don't want you to get sort of card draw advantage as well, too. Now.
Hey, we wouldn't want that. No.
I could technically make him not technically, I could definitely make him a copy of that. But once again, it's not going to get the enter the battlefield effect. I would, without question, do that if there was an enter the battlefield effect, but there's no enter a battlefield effect. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap for blue and a black, and then I think 3 more? 3 more. So 1, 2, 3. And I'm going to cast Consuming Aberration. It is a star horror. Consuming Aberration's power and toughness are each equal to the number of cards in your opponent's graveyards. Whenever you cast a spell, each opponent reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a land card, then put those cards into their graveyard. So how many cards do you have in your graveyard right now?
Doesn't have trample, right?
It does not have trample.
I have a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17.
Okay, so it is a 17/17 that does not have trample.
It does not have trample.
And then, let me see what I have left for mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have no cards left in hand, correct?
No card left in hand.
Okay, so I'm going to pay 4, including a blue, to draw a card. And that, because that's still 5/7, so I can't swing in with these guys into that. So I'm going to pass the turn to you.
Once again, choosing not to dredge, as I need a miracle. Swamp is not a miracle. But I have 7 blockers.
You do indeed.
So I will pass back to you.
Okay.
Unless you can get rid of my 7 blockers.
Okay, I'm going to draw. I'm going to... First thing I do, I should say, is I'm going to play a Dimir Guild Gate, which enters the battlefield tapped. Then going to tap for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. To cast the Netherborn Phalanx. It's a 2/4 horror, and when it enters the battlefield, each opponent loses 1 life for each creature they control.
Oh, nice. 2, 4, 6, 8.
8.
I dropped down to 5.
Okay.
I hope to never see that thing in a commander deck.
Now, whenever I cast a spell, each opponent reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a land card, then put those cards into their graveyard.
Oh, that would have been nice. He gets +1 for each creature in the graveyard.
I just want to see the creatures as well. Okay, so that's
Jared.
2/2. Gets +1/+1 for each creature card in your graveyard. Sacrifice the creature. Sacrifice a swamp and a forest. Swamp and a forest. So it's, I mean, I've not been able to get like something crazy with this. I mean, it would get, I don't even think I have that many creatures in my graveyard. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so it wouldn't even be, I mean, it would be a bit better. Because I would get +2, so 5. So then it'd be a 5. Yeah, I'm going to make it a copy of that.
Okay.
So it's, becomes a copy of that card. And so now this is a 5/5. So it's that one, and it's a 5/5 because of the extra ability. But I don't have green mana, so I can't cast anything else.
So does anything happen to that card? Do I have to exile it or anything when that happens?
No, it just becomes a copy of it. I'm then going to... Oh, and then this goes up 2. So now it's 19. I'm then going to pay a blue and whatever to bring out Wall of Mist. It's a defender. 0/5, and then you'll discard as well 2 from the top of your library until you hit a land. Hit a land right away.
It still goes up to 20.
This goes up to 20. And then you have no cards in hand, correct?
No cards in hand.
Okay, I'm going to pay 2, and then 2 more. Activate him, draw a card. I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
I'll swing into my 2020.
I'll go with an insect.
Okay. There we go. Alrighty. So at least I got one of your insects off the board. Yeah. And I'm going to pass the turn to you.
So on your end step, I'm going to remember something.
Okay.
I'm going to sacrifice a swamp and a forest to return Jared from a graveyard to my hand.
Okay.
So this goes down 1, then up 2.
Yeah. Okay. So now it's 21?
Yeah.
Okay.
Jared's in my hand. Hi, Jared. Now that I have Jared in my hand, see, if he had a token for everything like the Ioni did, he'd be obvious to dredge at this point.
Yeah.
But I think I still need a bomb, or basically removal that's not going to be countered, but it's probably going to be countered. So I'm going to draw.
Okay.
Nothing else on tap. Draw. Okay. Okie dokie. So we're going to... so green, black, green, black. I'm going to cast Jared.
Okay.
So Jared gets +1/+1 for each creature card. There's a lot of math here. For each creature card. All right, so he is now only a 9/9, which is actually...
Jeez Louise, man. It's still big.
It's still big, but not like a 21/21 or nothing. He's a 9/9.
And he does have that other ability as well, too, right?
Yeah, so I can pay a green and a black, and one of anything. Sacrifice another creature. Each opponent loses life equal to the sacrificed creature's power. Yep, I'm going to pass too.
Pass to me? Okay. Untap. I'm going to play an island. I'm going to it's probably a waste, but I'll do it anyways.
Well, what are you saying? It's definitely a good call.
I'm going to pay 4, including a black, to make you discard, I'm assuming, a land.
Nope. But I don't know the timing and sequence here. If it was an instant,
you can respond to it because this basically triggers,
yeah.
And then you can cast it. If it's an instant, you can cast it out of your hand.
Okay, so it doesn't really matter though. I'll just to annoy you.
Okay.
I'll pay 1 to cast Dark Blast.
Oh, okay.
So it's just target creatures -1/-1. Now, if I had anything that triggered a creature dying, that'd be handy. Now, remember,
this still has hexproof as well too.
Yeah. Really, it doesn't much matter, but we'll just target her.
Okay.
So she's a 1/1.
I think it's a dude, actually.
We'll target her. Him.
Okay.
Target your guild mage just cause.
Okay.
So that was that. Aha, though, huh?
Okay.
Didn't see that coming.
So I'm going to pay 4, including a blue, to draw a card.
We're both just waiting to draw removal and counterspells. So your counterspells.
Pretty much, yeah. I'm going to move to combat.
Okay.
I'm going to swing in with the 21/21.
I'm going to chump with an insect.
Okay.
Sooner or later, this will get old. And you'll draw more card advantage. And
pay 4, draw a card. I guess I might as well do this. Pay 2, play a Signet. So I cast a spell.
Until I hit a land?
Yeah, so until you hit a land, yeah.
No, it doesn't matter because that's converted mana cost 3 or less, so I couldn't even hit that thing.
Oh, okay, so it broke the K.
Yeah, and that other one, yeah. That would have been nice because it gets counters for creature cards.
But when it enters the battlefield, right, it gets counters?
Yeah. Channel Troll has Regenerate, I think. No, this is the one where it's like, the beginning of your upkeep, exile a creature card from your graveyard. If you do, put a +1 counter on Channel Troll, otherwise sacrifice it.
Okay.
And then you can discard a creature card and put a +1 counter on it. So that's 2 more creatures that went in there, just and then a land.
And then a land. Yeah. I don't really want to become any of those. No, I don't want to become any of those. Okay, so we've put 4 more in there? Abrupt Decay, 2 creatures, and a land?
Yeah.
Okay, so now this is a 25/25. And I guess I'm just going to pass the turn to you now?
Jared's 11/11. Untap, choosing not to dredge. Get the next insect up there and draw something juicy. Yeah, you're a dude. Yeah, you have stuff going on, so we're going to cast you. 2 and 2. For the Deathbridge Goliath. He's a 5/5 insect. for 4 mana, and he also has Scavenge 4, so I can exile this card from my graveyard, and I can put any number of +1 counters equal to the card's power, this card's power, on target creature.
Okay.
I don't know why I didn't just say 5, but yeah. So for 4 mana, there's a 5/5. Still have mana to do Jared Singh if I need to. We're gonna go to combat, I think.
Oh, okay.
I might as well. I mean,
sure.
So 5/7 and then 11/11.
5/7 and 11/11.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put that. Sorry, I don't have to tap it. I'm gonna put that in front of the 11/11, and I'm gonna put that in front of the 5/7.
5/7.
Okay, so they're both gonna die.
Yep. Neither
of those have trample, right?
Neither have trample.
Okay. This is gonna go up 2 more, so 5, 6, 7. I'll put a die on it as well too, so we know it's a 7/7 now. Because remember, it's a copy of that dude. Okay. So then
that's your turn.
That's your turn. Okay. Play an island. First things first. 2 floating. 4. Trigger this. Draw a card.
Jeez. That's what's going to kill me.
1, 2, 3, 4. Trigger this. Draw a card.
I mean, sooner or later you're going to have to discard if you go more than 7.
Okay, paying 2.
And I recall this literally being the last time I played, because it's like, no matter what now, he has like an answer to everything I can do. Even though I have a really good board state.
Telling time. Look at the top 3 cards of your library, put one of those cards in your hand, and then one on top of your library and one on the bottom of your library. So that's going to trigger this, but we'll do this first. So 3 cards in my library? Yeah.
Or I might mill out, too.
Okay. I'm going to put one of those cards in my hand, one of them at the top of my library. I'll put that in the top of my library. I'll put the swamp in the bottoms. Well, we know it's a swamp on the bottom. And then I'm going to put this one in my hand. That goes to the graveyard. That triggers, so we do the mill thing.
Drown in Filth, that's sorcery. Deathrite Shaman, another creature. Plaguecrafter, another creature. Signet. Stinkweed Imp, another creature. Necrotic Wound, not a creature. Land.
Okay.
So
Stinkweed Imp.
This goes up to up. What is it? 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
I'm going to turn him into the Stinkweed Imp.
Okay.
So he's a Stinkweed Imp with his ability and hexproof. Oops, sorry.
So it's a 14.
I'm then going to pay blue, black, and 2 of whatever to cast Entrada the Silencer. 3/5 Vampire Assassin. Can't be blocked. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, exile target creature that player controls and put a hit counter on that card. That player loses the game if they own 3 or more exiled cards with hit counters on them. And then I shuffle it into my library. Now that trigger only goes off if I deal damage to you. The shuffle her into the library thing.
Isn't she unblockable or something?
She is unblockable, yeah. And then this triggers as well too because I cast another spell. Land. Okay. Now how many
30,
cards?
It was 35, so I'm pretty sure it's now 36.
36.
29, 30, 31, 32, 33. Oh, only 34, pardon me.
Okay.
34 cards in there.
Okay. I'm not going to attack this time. I'm just going to pass the turn to you.
Okay.
Do you want to dredge?
I'm trying to think, because I wouldn't mind a Stinkweed Imp that I can play. Then I have a Death Touchy blocker. Again, I know I have nothing. I think there's a card that I think could really help me out if I can get to it. So I'm going to go with this right now.
Okay.
I'm not going to dredge, unfortunately.
Okay.
So I'm untapping. I'm drawing. Yeah, that was not the card. But that's okay. I can still play it. Because tap 1 green for the Elves of the Deep Shadow.
Okay.
Okay. So that is a 1/2 Stinkweed Imp with Hexproof.
Mm-hmm.
Do I just pass here? Because if I attack with 14/14, it doesn't much matter because you have a 30. He's actually 34/34. Because there's only 34.
Sorry, 34.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll pass to you.
Okay.
I mean, I have options to spend my mana and stuff, so.
Draw. Okay, I'm going to play an island. Pay 4. Including blue. Draw a card. I'm going to...
I think I have a 14/14, and it's just not enough to be significant on this board.
Tap an island for the signet, so I got blue-black. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 more on top of that. To bring out the Dinrova Horror, it's a 4/4. When it enters the battlefield, return target permanent to its owner's hand, then that player discards a card. So return that to your hand.
Okay. Well, that's on the stack.
Okay.
I'm going to spend a green, a black, and one of anything. Sacrifice that to deal 5 damage to you.
Okay.
Although I could let it go in my hand, but honestly, this game's really pretty much over.
Yeah, it should technically be over now unless you have something that I don't know about.
No, well, in what hand?
Yeah. Okay. Oh, shoot! No, I'm wrong.
No, I think I still have 1, because that's unblockable, and that's so I killed my flying Death Toucher. Or my reach blocker. So you have a 1/2 flyer and a 3/3 unblockable. So unless I can get another reach.
Oh, because I was thinking of something else as well too. Okay, so I also cast a spell, so then we do the discard.
There's that as well.
Yeah.
We could mill here.
That's
the land, so that's 35.
35.
Hatchery Spire did go. So this is actually 15.
Okay. So yeah, I don't copy the spider with this. I'm going to move to combat and swing in with the unblockable 3/5 and the 1/2 imp.
So that will drop me down to 1. Right?
Yeah. And then I'm going to exile that. Right? Because that's just come to exile target creature that player controls and put a hit counter on that card. So I'm going to exile that. So if you want to respond to something with that now.
Yeah. Sacrifice this to do 5 more damage.
5 more damage to me, so I'm down to 10.
And this is now in my graveyard. So this is good. Exiled or just sits in graveyard?
It gets exiled, yeah. And I have counters put on it. And then I shuffle and trot it back into my hand, or my library, I should say. Not sure if you want to cut it or not.
You darn tootin'. No, your library's getting pretty thin too, but yours is from card draw, not from but look at my graveyard. It's like 3 times the size of my library.
Okay. So then, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I lost 3 solid creatures that round.
Okay, so I'm going to pay 4. That's the Aqueduct, and then 2 more to bring out the Lobotomist. Whenever you cast a blue spell, exile a top card of target player's library. Whenever you cast a black spell, exile a top card of player's library. Your opponent can't cast spells with the same name as a card exiled. So then this triggers for that shenanigans.
There she was. I think that's the one that when you sacrifice a black creature, you may pay 2 life. If you do, each other player sacrifice creature. Whenever you sacrifice a green creature, you may. So if I had her and Jared with these things, that would have been. I would be able to.
I mean, you may still be able to get her out of the graveyard, so it's I guess possible. So
she's over there, but it's all the graveyard. Glowspore Shaman and Golgari Guild Kit. So I don't even know what that is. That would have been 1. So that goes up 4 more.
4 more? Okay.
Yeah. But, oh, man. That was the one I was kind of... That's why I wasn't dredging, per se. Because I could have dredged and kept making Jared get bigger. But whenever I dredge, he gets bigger, too.
Okay. I've only got 3 mana left, so I can't trigger this guy. I'm going to pass the turn to you.
And now it's not even like the chance of going wide and sneaking something in, either. Giggity.
Well, I mean, things can change on the top. Is this gone?
Yes, I think that was what was on Jared.
Oh. Oh, well.
Oh, well, I'll pass it to you just to make it legit.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I could sneak 5 for 2.
Untap.
Maybe.
Draw. Swing in with the 1, 2. So bizarre. I never in a million years would have thought I would be turning this into a 1/2 flyer.
Well, when you're down to 5.
Yeah.
And that's what I was like, initially, even though it was Death Touch, I was going to block with my Hatchery Spider if you attacked, because I'm like, that's like 20% of my life total. And then I can still block and then make you lose 5 life, which I thought I was going to do because it's going to die anyway.
Yeah.
But at least I would have traded with that.
See, earlier when you were at 5, I thought I'd
That was the next one too.
Oh, was it?
That's an enchantment that can bring stuff from my graveyard.
Oh.
But even then it's at random. I'd probably be getting like a 1/1 or something like that.
See, when you were at 5, I thought I had 1 on that turn. And this is the reason why I was wrong, but this is what I was thinking. Because the ability is target player discards a card, I was going to discard a card myself. I was going to discard a 5/5 flyer. And then I was going to make this a 5/5 flyer. But this only works on creature cards on your opponent's graveyard.
Oh, okay.
So I almost did it as well too, and I would have been like, well, that would have been embarrassing.
Well, you would have got away with it. You would have got away with it.
So
no, it was pretty much academic at that point. Like,
yeah. Now, one thing from the previous matches we've had, when it was the Golgari game, or Golgari, sorry, and the Dimir games, those were both very long matches.
Yeah.
They both went to 3, but they were both very long matches. Whereas all the other ones have been, by comparison, relatively quick. So this one as well too. This was the second game.
Yeah,
this was the second game.
Matches, yeah.
But this was still for a thing that only went to 2 games. Yeah. Was still a very long match, and it's going to be because they both have. This has control aspects, and that has graveyard recursion and going wide. So yeah, these
when something's gone, it's not gone.
Yeah, these can be pretty stally boards. I thought once Thousand Eyes came out, I thought, okay, well that's the beginning and end for me. So yeah, and once again, it's an uncommon. It's a 2/2. It only costs 2. This card, the Dimir Guild Mage, has made such a huge difference. Every single time it's been on the board. The card draw advantage, the ability to make it so that you cannot keep cards in your hand at all unless you're going to get punished for it. Like for an uncommon 2/2, it does work. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching. Do you have anything else you'd like to say?
No.
And we'll see you all.
I've said enough.
I think we both have, actually. And we'll see you all in the next video.